What's also new and what is an inherent component of the Things stack is our device repository, because we figured that it's always quite challenging to onboard new LoRaWAN devices, because there are so many settings, so many LoRaWAN versions out there, so many things you need to know about. And so what we came up with is to fill this gap and to make it really easy for device makers to submit the information about their end devices in a open source repository, the device repository on GitHub. And the Things stack product can load all this information, and this makes it really easy to onboard new devices. It also integrates really well with the new QR code. That's a new LoRa Alliance specification. And this contains some identifiers about a LoRaWAN device. For example, the join UI, the def UI, some information on the proof of ownership, but it doesn't contain any security keys. So it's just an identification, but it does contain a pointer to the profile that is in the device repository. So if you see new LoRaWAN devices with this QR code, if you scan this QR code and you onboard this to the Things stack, the Things stack knows exactly which device it is and which parameters it should use when onboarding the device. So just as an example, these are the LoRaWAN version, the regional parameters version, things like the ERP, if it's OTA or ABP, and what are the channels, the delays and everything, Class B and Class C parameters, all the stuff that you need to know to onboard a device. Besides the profile, it also contains the payload codecs, so no more playing around with JavaScript and bit shifting yourself. These codecs are now provided by the device makers themselves. They maintain it, and you can use it in an open source way. The device repository also plays a central role, not only in onboarding the device, but also as a catalog. And we will also connect our marketplace on our websites to the device repository, as well as the Wall of Fame. So it's a central place where device makers can submit information about their devices. So it's not only the profiles and the codecs, but it's also where you can buy them, what the operating conditions are, the compliancy, and things like that. So we already have worked closely with the device maker community, and we are really happy that they already submitted 363 profiles. So you can already make use of those, and we are actively working with the device maker community to get all the LoRaWAN devices out there. And if you are a device maker or if you're building LoRaWAN devices, feel free to go to GitHub, the Things Network account, LoRaWAN devices repository, and get started.
So Johan, why is this so important for scalability and also the cost at scale? Like how does this?
So we see that onboarding gateways and onboarding devices is really a time-consuming process. And if you're only onboarding 10 devices and it takes 10 minutes per device, that's fine. But if you want to onboard 10,000 devices, you really want a quick process, and you also don't want to have any mistakes there. So the device repository really decouples what the device makers know, the expertise that they have. They know exactly what the binary payload is, and the solution provider who just buys the devices and they don't want to know, or they don't need to enter the codecs and make mistakes there.
So you put the responsibility in the right place.
Yeah.
Okay, that's really nice to see.